And all of an unexpected, this window unfolded wherein I become safe. I had money. He cherished my children. It wasn't something he feared. He appeared to be Kushti with the enormity of the ex-husband. I mean, you recognize, I felt like I become now not coming with baggage. I had trunks. Demi Moore kicked off the year by way of revealing deeply personal testimonies that impacted her life. Appearing on GMA, she opened up to Diane approximately her marriages to Bruce Willis and Ashton Kutcher. Her painful youth and surprising revelations about Ashton. Demi Moore is on GMA. She's telling us about her lifestyles like we've never heard it earlier then. Today, she talked to Diane about her marriages to Bruce Willis and Ashton Kutcher. What honestly passed off in the back of closed doorways with Hollywood's once-loved couple? And how did Demi rebuild her life and reclaim her voice? Join us as we expose what Demi Moore just found out about Ashton Kutcher is shocking. Demi Moore had a compromising formative years. Everyone assumes Hollywood couples live ideal lives, packed with repute, glamour, and love. But behind closed doors, nobody sees the tears they shed in silence. Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore, first of all, believe this turned into their existence tale, a public version to maximum families. Because of their undefying chemistry. Their unconventional and cute relationship earned the attention of the media and the sector at massive, making them the most passionate couples on set. However, there was something far from glorious lurking under their stunning smiles and cherry appearances, a facade loads of fans started out to word. To understand these beautiful couples, one has to go beyond the confines of the shining headlines and realize how they commenced their early years collectively. But first, allows explore her tragic formative years and the way Future cheated her from beginning. Born on November 11, 1962 in Roswell, New Mexico. Demi Moore's organic father, Air Force Airman Charles Foster Harmon Sr., deserted her at the same time as developing up. Then her mom, Virginia, become just barely 18 years old, who turned into only a month marriage earlier than Demi Moore's start. Charles got here from Lynette, Alabama, and Virginia changed into born in Richmond, California, but had grown up in Roswell. Demi Moore's maternal grandmother became raised on a farm in Alida, New Mexico. Whilst she has deep roots inside the south central and southern United States, particularly Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Georgia, when Demi Moore was simply 3 months old, her mother married Dan Gines, a newspaper advertising and marketing salesman who often changed jobs, and as an end result, the circle of relatives relocated endless instances. Demi Moore's stepfather, Dan Gines, after he had married Virginia, Demi Moore's mom, divorced her twice due to motives kept mystery from the media. Around October 1980, a year after their 2D divorce from Every Different, he harmed himself, leading to his demise. But this were given simplest worse for the existence of Demi Moore. 17 years later, her organic father Harmon died in 1997 from liver cancer in Brazoria, Texas. Then her mom had an extended rest report which covered under the influence of alcohol, using, and arson. Things weren't getting any higher, which led to a series of terrible decisions on the part of Demi Moore. She broke off touch together with her mom in 1989 while she walked away midway through a rehab stay she had to begin with, financed at the Hazelton Foundation in Minnesota. But how worse should she get cheated by way of an awful destiny? Her mother posed nude for the magazine High Society in 1993, where she spoofed Demi Moore's Vanity Fair pregnancy and frame paint covers, parodying her clay scene from Ghost. After so much hatred for such a lot of months, each mother and daughter reconciled quickly earlier than the premature dying of Virginia on July 2, 1998, because of a brain tumor. Demi Moore became then compelled to spend her early childhood in Roswell, earlier than moving to Canonsburg, Pennsylvania. Bob Gardner, a photographer for the Monongahela Daily Herald, whilst Dan Gines was head of advertising and marketing, recalled that Demi Moore constantly appeared malnourished each time she regarded. That became due to the fact she suffered from strabismus and kidney dysfunction, which were later corrected by operations. A few years later, Demi Moore discovered that Gynes became no longer her actual father. Then she was simply 13 years old. This discovery came as a result of a marriage certificates inquired approximately the occasions surrounding her, seeing that she saw her parents had been married due to the fact February 1963. At 14 years old, Demi Moore again to Roswell, her hometown, and lived together with her grandmother for 6 months earlier than relocating to Washington country, wherein her currently separated mother was dwelling close to Seattle. Several months later, the family moved again to West Hollywood, California, wherein Demi Moore's mother took a job running for a magazine distribution corporation. It became from there she started out attending Fairfax High School. Around 2019, Demi Moore said that she became pressured into an unwilling intimacy at barely 15 years antique by way of landlord Basil Dumas, a 49-year antique guy who claimed he had paid her mother to get access to forcefully attack her, even though she said it is doubtful if this have been true. Living with this hatred and guilt, round November 1978, Demi Moore moved in with Tom Dunstan, a 28-year vintage guitarist, and made the hard selection to quit excessive college in her junior year, simply so she may want to paintings as a receptionist at 20th Century Fox, a job she were given through Tom's mother, who became an executive assistant to producer Douglas S. Kramer. Demi Moore changed into, then compelled to sign with the elite modeling agency, where she were given enrolled into appearing training after being stimulated by means of German starlet Nastasia Kinski, her next-door neighbor. Her first and 2D roles as a professional actress were visitor spots at the TV shows Internet and Kaz, although nor is indexed in her IMDb filmography. In August 1979, 3 months before her 17th birthday, Demi Moore married Freddie Moore, a musician on the time leader of the band Boy, on the Los Angeles nightclub The Troubadour. According to rumors, Freddie had obtained a divorce in past due 1980 and married Demi 6 weeks later. How did Demi Moore meet Ashton Kutcher? And what were the tragedies that befell her? The mystery at the back of Hollywood's most well-known cup. Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, the glamorous couple of the 21st century, met in 2003 at a very easy dinner party, far from the ordinary Hollywood drama. At the time, Demi Moore turned into going through a challenging duration from her divorce with Bruce Willis. On the opposite hand, become Ashton Kutcher, who turned into gaining the accolades from being a mischievous prankster. He changed into genuinely taking part in the spotlight at the time, and no person believed that each of them might virtually go along properly. According to Demi Moore, the affection that began brewing between her and Kutcher wasn't truly in the beginning sight, however, simply and sudden destined meetup that some fans careworn to be destiny. Prior to that, in an interview, Demi Moore cited that once her fated first meeting with Kutcher, their bond grew deeper because of their shared experiences. I don't know, it's so stupid. I suppose a part of it, as far we've been conditioned societally to have a look at the cost of a lady being tied to her fertility, like what might an older girl must provide. She defined how each of them had long passed through storms and struggled together as a couple to upward thrust to the spot. The chemistry among Demi and Kutcher changed into so electrifying that none may want to deny it. A lot of human beings even termed and recorded them as Hollywood's most up-to-date couple, with the extensive 14 months age gap among them becoming an international topic of dialogue.